XBT. Um, are you talking about BXBT or no, BXBT froze. So XBT USD. Okay, I see. XBT USD. Not sure what I have here, but we can simply go to the weekly. Yeah, like the target's right there. It's very straightforward, just like the targets, right off of this and inside of here, right here, right, which ends up actually being a different level right here, right? That's the actual level right here on the hourly. That's the micro valley in the hourly. So this is, again, that's butterfly effect stuff, not what we're talking about today, but yeah, XBT USD. Yeah, like pretty gross how BitMEX shuts down when it hits this whole level. Like very gross. Very, very, very messed up. It wasn't server issues at all. It was definitely something they had planned to happen. The safeguard, if you want to call it. Okay, let's move on to manual moving averages. So in order to do that, I am going to use my other screen here, open up Binance. I'll just pick the first coin I see, BNB BTC. That's perfectly fine. I love BNB. I hate it, but that's okay. Bring this over here. Moving averages are a tool that we use to scan the markets, right? Like moving averages are something that I think there's if you're going to use moving averages to scan the market, first and foremost, they're simply just used to scan markets and nothing else. They're not used to make decisions, nothing else, just purely a scanning tool. So this helps speed up traders who like to trade a lot of different spot assets, right? Like a lot of different altcoin pairings, for example, or USDT pairing. But you have to make that distinction whether you're, you can make a very, very, very good living just trading like Bitcoin contracts. So if you were to just trade Bitcoin contracts all day long, you could make an insane living. You'd never even need to touch altcoins. But it's a choice of preference. It's not about I prefer doing it this way. I prefer doing it that way. It's preference. It's whatever people prefer. So you'll never use moving averages if you're just trading one chart, which again is very conducive to having a career in day trading where you just have S&P and you trade it all day long. Or maybe you have a few things like S&P and crude oil, a few of these things. Or maybe you have Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum. If you're only trading one or two or three things, you're never going to use manual moving averages, again, which is completely viable to have a seven-figure salary a year trading only just say Bitcoin and Litecoin, or just even Bitcoin. So if you're doing that, you won't never use moving averages. If you're not, you're using moving averages to scan the markets, right? Like, for example, I know one that I was looking at was Key, and Key just moved up. Key USDT just had a huge move, and Holotech did too yesterday. So these are two that I was looking at. So Key, for example, when you see this moving average cross, all you're seeing is a long-term trend being broken, right? Okay, so all you're seeing here is a long-term trend being broken. So if we actually go to Key USDT, should have this charted already. Yep, and I do. So that's the level I bought Key at, and that's what I was looking at. Quite simply, it held its level. Right here is where I bought, and it had its move right to its level probably. I sold a little early, but it probably went right to its level. I sold here. I sold right here, which is fine. I'm more than happy with my trade. So this is a great example of where something was having a breakout. It had its hold level that it needed to hold, and using very simple ABC information, an easy 200% was made here, right? Like 178% for me. No, sorry, I was here, 150%. So I sold there, a little under that. So it's probably more like 135%. But anyways, we'll just call it 100 plus percent. 100 plus percent was made here, no matter which scenario you used. And it was quite simple. You could have seen it on moving averages to scan the coin, but that doesn't give you justification to take the trade. So the moving average is crossing here on the 28th. Okay. We had this move develop on the 22nd. So there's kind of that 5-day lag behind that it has. So this move could have been seen a long time ago in the charts, and you would be buying up. Like you always want to buy the best price, right? Like I bought down here at 580, I believe was my buy, or 581. I think it was 581. So my buys down here. If you were to buy on the 28th, you'd be buying more up in the 600 plus range. So you would have been buying 20% higher. Still a great move, but the moving averages showed it late, right? Because all they're showing is a delayed trend break. So that's like a great example. Or Holotech. So I didn't actually chart HOT. I don't think. I charted it a while ago. I don't think I updated my chart. So this would have, come on. This would have been here, which creates this right here. So this move is confirmed on April the 25th. On April the 25th, it's confirmed, right? And then when does it break here? On HOT, the trend actually breaks on the 28th to the 29th. So you can see the same thing. You can see the trend break there, but you can see it clearer on the chart. So very clearly, your moving averages will show you big moves happening, but they'll show them to you 3 and 4 days late. So when you're scanning this, like I'm just going to open up a few here. Like what am I looking for? I don't know. I'm just going to go to random ones. This looks good. I'm looking for things that could possibly be gapping in 4 to 5 days and saying like, so this, what these moving averages tells me, it's trying to cycle, and it's failing its cycle. So somewhere out here, like I can see the trend from this point here, 47.1 to 47.11 to 30.92 would be the trend. So I know that moving average is going to break out here. So I can expect to move in about 2 weeks from this if it stabilizes off of this whole level right here that it's at. It's 23.26. So it's right now where it's at. If it stabilizes here, in about 2 weeks, it'll break. So then I can draw interior trends to see. This is kind of the same scenario where Coty has almost the exact same thing happening, right? This needs to hold its range because there's no trend. You can see there's quite a big gap here. This could be surprising because it's a new listing, but this definitely doesn't have any trend it's breaking anytime soon. Like if it did, okay, so STPT, USDT, let's go take a look. Or sorry, BTC, SPTP or STPT? Let's try that. BTC. So this simply has like this. Broke that. Now it's kind of like this. Yeah, it just doesn't really have any trend, right? Like it just like maybe like yeah, this. So this needs. It's still a new list. I just wouldn't trust this. It's a new list. I don't know if I would trust this. I'd like to see it hold against this trend. So if it holds through this trend, then I would take a buy. But that's not going to be reflected. Like maybe you hold here down here, something like May 8th. So May 8th, I can take a look at this if it's holding to break over. And then probably you're going to have a moving average break on like May 13th. Maybe I'd buy on May 9th just because it's my birthday on May 9th. So that will be the day it's breaking, May 9th. So it breaks on May 9th on my birthday. 4 or 5 days later, May 14th out here, it shows that it's breaking a moving average, and then it moves up against this level right here. So then I would measure how much profits are potential here, and then it can actually go right above that as well. So there's like maybe 100% here, 90, but it can go actually right above that, and it can actually probably go to about here. Yeah, I can go to about 475. So like moving average, like this is how I scan, right? This is telling me that there's possibly a trend that's being broken right now. So what is this, T-Fuel? Let's take a look. I don't even know if I have any drawings on this thing. I don't. Come on. Come on. Yeah, so it's close. So T-Fuel is close. So that, you know, I could see that on this moving average that's trend is close to being broken. TNB, and I would look on the bigger time frames too. Oh, TNB is so gapped, it's not even funny. This is pretty far away from its trend. But if this thing holds, its upper trend is so far away that it's like an 800% move. That's what this is telling me. It's not actually listed. So this thing has some ridiculous trend. I'm gonna just, I don't know how old this is. God, I don't know when I use blue and green. This thing has some ridiculous trend way the hell out there. Like that's, you can see that for sure. Like I can tell. Um, yeah, like it's some ridiculous trend way the heck out here. And in order to get there, we need to break this. Come on, right there. So there's your two trends, and you can see that on the moving average. Now I'm really good at trends, so I know exactly which trends are in play and which are not, because this is not something I've taught. Like, oh, let's use this one or let's use this one back here. I'm just, very good with them. But TNB looks pretty good, and then but you can see the gap between trends. It's right there, right? So like that's how I'm using moving averages. It's like you can see the gapping between trends. So I would very much expect this to. I think it's going to go above this. I think you're more in this range right here, 50 something, 56 sats, which makes sense actually. That's exactly where it's going to go. So you have a couple 100%. If you're really lucky, nah, you're not going to be really lucky. Not on TNB. You got a couple 100% here if it moves up. If not, you just continue to bleed money like it always has. Yeah, manual moving averages. I think that's what they're good for. Scanning, like how I just did that scanning. And averages against trend is the same thing, right? Like the averages against trend is not something we'll go over, because that's simply using the same manual moving averages, but using that calculation of time, which I haven't, where I'm saying like, okay, if the average is there, and we go to a daily chart here, we can break out in an average of 4 or 5 days, again, like a birthday breakout, like on the 9th or something. Right here, May 9th, birthday breakout, the average of time versus what the expectation is, right? So that's one of the same there. Hard close we went through. So hard closing, that's FOT 24. We went through that, which is midpoint review. Then we have, what do we have next here? We have origins, origin breaks, origin setouts, origins as a target. So that's one full thing. Pandora's box, that's 2. Scalping, 3. So you have 3 more segments to go through here.
Hey everyone, how's it going? As you know, I'm now giving out some of this content for free that I was otherwise charging for the past little while. Yeah, drop a donation, subscribe to the channel, join Patreon. You'll get access to Discord. Great way. Lots of top level traders in there, people who are doing this for a career every single day. So go to Patreon, join a tier, get access to Discord. Go on Reddit, talk about future of trading, talk about the science of trading, talk about cotton candy, socials, everything you can. Let's help this thing grow. It's the way you guys can thank me for giving out this content for free that I was otherwise charging money for. So I'll leave a Bitcoin address on the screen. I'll leave the Patreon address on the screen. Just do something to help out. Okay, thanks guys. Take care.